Alright folks, welcome back into another case with a Mac surgeon. Today's patient is MacBook Pro 14-inch, A2992, I believe. It came in for an interesting reason. There was no backlight. On the beginning was the story behind of this unit. They take it to the local repair shop. The local repair shop, they replace the screen. After replacing screen, the problem still exists. And then they bring it to me. Let's take a look together and see if we can get it done with this unit. Alright, here's the unit, and we do have, it came in this condition. They bring it, they told me it's booting the unit, but there's no, they do have an image on external monitor, but there's no image on internal. Most likely this could be an issue which has related into the backlight problem. Let's take a look together and check it. All right. Here I can see.
I can't see. Something's happened to my eyes. I can't see.
As you can see, there's an image. Okay, and that's it. And it stopped. Now, most likely, yeah, the unit is on with the caps lock. We can confirm it. Right, let's shut it down and remove the motherboard and check it, see where's the problem. All right. Backplate is out. Well, now it's time to removing the motherboard because the backlight circuit, half of them located in this side, the other half located at the other side of the motherboard. So what I need to do, I need to disassemble it. Alright, all the screws are out. Now the motherboard is free, I can remove it, but before I will remove it, there's one thing, because most of the time you will see on this type of cases, because it's kind of common, there's an issue, there's no backlight, and the reason is the angle sensor, but in this time it's not the angle sensor. How I know? Because the keyboard caps lock is turning on and off at the same time the trackpad also is clicking. When the reason is coming from the angle sensor, that means the trackpad will not click it, the keyboard won't work, because the unit is putting into sleep mode. That's why I'm not going to check the angle sensor. There's no point. They already replaced it with another screen, which is also is confirming, and the screen is okay. The problem is coming from the logic board that has to relate it with the backlight circuit. That's why I wanted to remove the motherboard and check it, see what we have on the other side, because the chip, the one for the backlight, it's located the other side of the motherboard. So at the same time we can check it. That could be liquid damage, could be anything. I never opened this unit. This is my first time I'm opening, so let's remove it and check it, see what we have there. Alright, the motherboard is out. Let's zoom in and check and see what we have. Okay, this is our backlight controller, this chip. And at the same time you can see there's something in this side. Okay, I see now. Most likely the reason is coming from this component, so let's check it and see if that's the one causing this unit to not have a backlight. Alright, by having a multimeter in resistance mode, the black probe into any silver area or the screw hole, which represents as ground, and the red one, the checking component, we need to check it. Let's check it. Okay, we do have it there close to 0 when I am shorting my 2 probes. And now it's time to checking the component we have there. Alright, black probe into any silver area or ground hole, and we have to check it here. Alright, here we don't have any short. Let's check this one. Okay, and this one also does not have a short, but these are 2 resistors. I need to check it. Okay, and at the same time I need to check here, see what kind of reading I do have. As you can see, I don't have any reading. That means there's an open line, but normally should not be any open line. Let me check the other one also. Here, as you can see, we do have a, like, it's a wire. This pin goes from here all the way to here, and this one, this is a current sensing resistor caps. We do have exact same circuit also on M1, M2, M3, 14-inch, 16-inch. All of them are close to the same thing. But to confirm it, let's open the board view and let me check what kind of number we do have here. Alright, the motherboard number is 820-02918. So let me open it. Alright, we do have our board view. This is our motherboard with the same number, 820-02918-A. Here is our backlight circuit, this one. This is our backlight circuit. Let me bring it, the motherboard, in the same area so you can see. We do have exactly like this in this position here. And this is the component we are getting that the issue, like as in liquid something. And as you can see, that's looks ISHRN, and the top one it's a P, RP. And as you can see here, this is a resistor. It goes from here to there, and the same thing happening also from here to there. If I will check it the other side, as you can see, this is the one. It goes all the way here into this current sensing resistor. That current sensing resistor is this one. This is our current sensing resistor. Now, if I will remove this current sensing resistor and check it for the short, you will see there's no short if we check it these two pins. But normally these two pins, it should be showing us a zero resistance. That means this pin connected directly to this one and this pin directly to this one, and these two are going into our controller to this area. This is our controller, and from this one, if there's some source of short inside the motherboard, inside the backlight circuit, this pin it will disable it, and that means this one it will disable it, and it will not enable our MOSFET. This is our MOSFET, and the MOSFET, the one which is I'm talking, it's this one. And then after that, we'll enable this MOSFET, and from this MOSFET through this coil, we'll go there and then do the rest of the job, and then it will double check it. If everything is okay, then we'll enable these other two MOSFETs, and then from the other two MOSFET, we'll go to our.
How long is this going to take?
This area, and from this area, it will jump it into our connector. Here, this is all the principle on this one. All right, and now I need to remove this cap. This is the one I need to remove it, and from there we can check it to see if we have a communication between this pin to this pad. That in order to confirm, we have to remove this cap. Otherwise, we cannot confirm it because the wire, if you check it here, that trace, it goes under of it. Here, as you can see, these are our two wires. One is this one here at the top, and the other one is the other one. And this coming from, as you can see, from here, from this resistor connected to this one. Most likely there's a breakage between of this and that. That's why we are getting this problem. So in order to confirm, we have to remove this capacitor, this normal SMD capacitor, and check it there if we do have that communication. So maybe we have to also run a jumper wire in order to fix the problem. Let me remove the cap so we can check it. All right, we have it here as you saw, and I will use my hot air station. I will have a temperature for 80 and airflow around 70, 80. All right, this cap is out. Now it's the time to check to see if we do have that communication. Pay attention, now I have that beeping mode. And as you can see, we do have our beep. Let me just clean it. Alright, there's a few things we need to check it before I will proceed for the next step. Alright, this is okay. 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 And as you can see, also we do have a discommunication between of these two pins. Now, next step, by replacing this, if it doesn't gonna help us, by replacing this cap, if the unit will not come back into normal mode, then we have something else that could be related into the controller, or that even could be related into the not software, it could be related also into firmware. We have to replace that cap, and after replacing, if this one it doesn't fix the problem, then we maybe have some issue that related into our controller, because as I can see here in this corner, it a little bit looks like for me damage, but you never know what can be the reason. So let's replace that cap, test it, and see what's happening. But before I will replace it, I wanted to check what kind of cap is this one. All right, let me check it. Let's go our board view by having our schematic 2 over there. All right, this is a 100 picofarad cap, 50 volt, 5%. So in this row we do have 4 of them, but these 2 are missing. That means I cannot use it. I cannot use it. Let's check if we can find another similar cap. And I cannot find any. 100 picofarad, 5%, 50 volt. Then I have to use it from the donor board. Let me see if I have any donor board so I can use from there. All right, I found a motherboard that's not the exact same one, but it's very close to this one. A number like this, and the cap we are talking, it's this one. Let me remove it. Okay. 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 And this one also is okay. Now next step, let's try to put inside the chassis the motherboard and see if this unit will give us a backlight. Alright, now the motherboard is inside. The important components are plugged. The important flex cables are plugged. Let's check it, see if we are getting. This port looks like they have something inside stuck, so I have to fix that one too. Alright, and we have a backlight. We have an image, we have a backlight. Let me shut it down. Alright, this was another successful repair case. Patient is happy, customer is happy, I'm also happy. At the same time, I hope you learned something new. And in case if you like to see more this kind of cases, don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment. In case if you have any question, you can leave it in the comment section and I will try to answer your question. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.